And in doing some Facebook Lives recently,
Hello?
all right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Not
That's all
sure.
right. I only caught like maybe 5 seconds. You started talking about your business and then you cut off.
Sure. So I'm in the relationship niche geared toward women, and we sell information products, ebooks. We have some bigger ticket items. And what I noticed with doing Facebook, we have a Facebook group, a private group, is when
Uh-huh.
I would do lives, I mean, just to the general Facebook page, normally I'm getting like a client a week off that. And I thought, maybe initially it was just maybe if I just take those videos, reformat them or something, and put them on my YouTube channel, why not just sort of double up, my exposure? But then as
Yep.
I started looking into it, I thought, well, why don't I just start taking the YouTube channel more seriously? Because the idea of making tons of videos I just never knew how to monetize or make that work. And it was a lot of effort to do that.
Yep.
Um, and so that's what I thought, well, I'll bring in somebody that can do that stuff for me and then just sort of grow as I figure stuff out from how to make better ones, what do people like.
Amazing.
So that
Well,
was the initial part.
that sounds all really good. I mean, I'm very good at promoting B2C businesses. So basically, yeah, I don't know if you had a chance to check out like my YouTube channel, but I have 75,000 subscribers and I have over 100,000 subscribers on Facebook. And I also have a Facebook group. So I'm kind of in that same world of nurturing and kind of building
Mm-hmm.
trust and authority as you are. Um, my strategy has been really effective. Top of funnel, basically what I do is I set up a contest where I get a bunch of people to enter. And the key is with that is that you spend very little to get a lot of acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I was giving an example. I had a client this week. He's only spent like $200 on ads, on Facebook ads. He's already got like 10,000 people in his funnel. So it's really effective. It's basically viral marketing combined with like incentive based. So we get people to join a contest. They start to get nurtured. We give them incentive to join us on social, to join our Facebook group, to just basically watch videos as well. So like we can give them points for watching videos. And as long as the prize is really relevant to the prospects you're looking for, that really is the key. So for me, I did a violin giveaway. Anybody that enters a violin giveaway is obviously somewhat interested in the violin. Either they want to play, or they've been playing for many years. So we'd want the prize to be something that tailors towards women, something that maybe implies that they're interested in relationship advice. And then from there, we just basically incentivize them to do different things. And then I also do a lot of, qualification, basically where we get a sense of where they're at with their relationships, like, where they're looking for advice and tips, whether it be, segment A, B, C, like different types of information they might be looking for. And then ultimately, we want to qualify them to see if they want to receive our sales sequence, something that we educate them more about your service. You might have like an initial product. You said you have some ClickBank products. So basically, we could, really push that. Whatever it is, like whatever is like your initial offer, we could push and qualify people through a viral contest.
So let me ask you some questions with that. That sounds interesting. What platform do you use to do all that?
So
Entreport or what?
yeah, so I use 4 pieces of software for this entire system, and I can show you example landing page here in a second. But basically, I use Viral Sweep for the contest software, so that's like all the functionality related to the contest that you're about to see. I do for the email software, which you said Entreport, so you're saying basically email software. I use ActiveCampaign for that.
Okay.
Definitely has some good functionality, lower cost for capabilities. I use Typeform for the survey, which I'll show you in a second, and then also Zapier just to link everything together.
Okay.
So do you
So
want to
I
see
mean,
an example like landing page so you can kind of give a visual sense of how this
sure.
works? Okay. All right.
And do you run? I mean, in other words, is that something I need to get all these my own set up, or you run this all through yours?
It would be your software that you would sign up for. So you own the rights to the systems, but then we just come in and just set everything up for you. So.
Okay.
So yeah, we run a service where we basically do everything from top to bottom. I'll show you a proposal at the end, but yeah, basically, all you have to do is focus on the content, focus on building up, your authority through those channels. But yeah, we boost up those channels, at a good rate, and ultimately help you, get in a situation to scale Facebook ads. It's really the ultimate goal.
So, I mean, I'm assuming you don't have a secret sauce, and if you do, it's certainly yours to keep. But with the iOS 14 updates, you're you're still pretty content about relying on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We have 60 plus clients that are all running contest campaigns. We have various case studies of scaling Facebook ads recently, even as of like last month.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have a really solid team with Facebook. The guy that kind of runs the entire overall strategy of what we do with just Facebook. He just wrote a book on Facebook ads. It's got published on Amazon. Yeah, I do. I'm very familiar and aware of the algorithm updates. So yeah, everything. The key is when you are running something that's bringing a lot of value at the top of the funnel, the relevancy scores on Facebook are really high. So basically, when people are not hiding the ads, when they're not marking them as spam, that's what
Mm-hmm.
happens a lot of times with cold traffic. When you're getting something where people like it, they're sharing it, they're engaging with it. Facebook likes that, and they drive costs down. So yeah, typically cost per acquisition on these sorts of campaigns, our clients are averaging between 8 to 12 cents at the end of the day. So if you spend $1,000 on ads, 10,000 people is the average. It can easily be more, 25,000 in many cases, because yeah, they can go viral basically.
Okay.
So I'll show you a sample campaign. This one right here, I'm about to show you. Um, he's a Christian movie producer, and yeah, he's got a lot of solid creatives, and we basically have pushed his Facebook group to over almost 10,000 people already. And yeah, you're seeing the power of Facebook groups. I mean, it's really powerful at the top of the funnel to nurture people that way. So we love to drive as many people into Facebook groups. Some of our most successful clients have been clients like that. So here's an example client that's doing that. Let me actually start one step before this incognito. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, so the prize doesn't have to be spectacular. It just has to be really relevant to the audience. So in
Mm-hmm.
this case, we're targeting Christians. So obviously Christians are into the Bible. So this prize is literally $50 value, and cost per acquisition is way below 10 cents. So we get them into the funnel. They put in their email address. Once they enter the funnel, there's all these different ways to gain entries. So you can see here, the very first thing we're focusing on is actually populating people into the Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a really solid way to nurture, build trust, get people to like you. So you can see, we already got 7,700 members in this group.
Mm-hmm.
When he posts something, it gets 300, 400, 500 comments. He's got a really solid community that we're helping him build here. But not just that, we're also getting people to do all these other things. So for example, if they watch this entire video of him talking about, his movies and just his brand, the only way they get the points is if they watch the entire video. So that's a really solid way to bring value and understanding to people and brand yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you just do a video on Facebook ads or something like that, I mean, you're talking 3 to 5 second average view. With this
Right.
strategy, you're getting people to watch your videos and educating them about what you do. There's a lot of other ways to gain entries. So you can see liking us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're giving them points for that. Watching more videos, referring friends. That's a really solid way to just bring in more people. Bonus entry codes. I have a really solid strategy. That's kind of like the secret sauce part that you mentioned. I basically re-engage people back to this page. I give them a promo code. And with that strategy on cold traffic, I get over a 60% open rate on cold traffic emails, as well as over 20% CTR click-through rate. I don't know if you know, you probably know cold traffic, it's hard to get people to click on emails.
Mm-hmm.
My click-through rate on this strategy is over 20%. So it's really solid. So basically we get people to come back here. And the more they come back here, the more they're doing more things, the more they're branding, the more they're getting to know us, the more that we're building trust, credibility, and authority. And then, yeah, obviously just giving them points for visiting the website. So yeah, I can show you some stats behind the campaign. The other thing here that we're doing, which is really important, and sort of where I take contests to the next level, is I don't just get a bunch of people into a contest where I don't know which people are actually most engaged. I get them to fill out the survey. And the survey is basically what qualifies them for a sales sequence. So I get any sort of information possible.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where you could say, hey, what kind of relationship are you in? What's your age, your demographics? Are you interested in advice related to, helping your relationship, stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then we always have like a sales qualifying question, which ultimately, if they say yes to this question, this is what actually has them start getting our sales related emails.
Oh.
So in this case, it's, are you interested in his concept related to movies? If you say yes, that qualifies them and that automatically triggers the sales sequence. In this case, we have a follow-up question because we're really trying to drive people into the Facebook group. So if we just ask them, have you joined it yet? If they say no, then we ask them if they want to join. And then we have a link. So that just drives more people into the
Mm-hmm.
group. As you can see, it's obviously very effective. He's only spent, I want to say over like maybe $1,000 on ads so far. That's it.
Okay.
So it's very efficient, very cost effective as far as the ads. Yeah, I mean, basically we configure these to get as much activity, engagement, and ultimately, if we can spend very little on the ads, if we can say, hey, we spent $1,000 on these ads and we've gotten this much activity, and we've made at least $2,000 in sales or profit, then we can scale Facebook ads and we can really accelerate it.
Mm-hmm. And you measure the sales by there's a TID tag or there's a separate funnel for the sales or
So we track everything through the Facebook pixel. So wherever, like if you run a Shopify store or if you're running any sort of page, where there's a confirmation URL, we would track that through the Facebook pixel to know if they land on this page, that's worth a certain profit number. And then
mm-hmm.
obviously, yeah, we're optimizing based on those numbers. In some cases, there's obviously other ways to track sales and results. Some of our clients have like more of a higher ticket business model where it's like over the phone. In that case, like we populate them leads into a CRM, and then they just tell us like how many actual sales came from those leads that we sent them.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think so far? I mean, any questions on sort of the strategy? Obviously I could totally see this fitting with relationships, a matter of just fitting the prize. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's interesting. I love the how you gamified it, and most of the time with if I say things like this, any type of funnel, the issue has been either getting that pain point just right, getting the offer just right. Um, so I don't know how much of the getting the gift just right. I think that the I'm looking as far as the hurdle goes. It looks like so two things. One is getting the thing right, and the other is when someone goes through this, do they just it sounds like it's just primarily a numbers thing because they're if someone's not really close to the hole, I can see this getting them closer. But if someone's like not even remotely close, does just the gift get rid of those folks?
Yeah. So basically, here just like examples. I'll give you some numbers. So if we have the prize fit, focused on women,
Mm-hmm.
there's ways to definitely do that. So that's going to qualify people right off the bat. And anybody that enters, they sort of have to be somebody that's in the ballpark. Once they come in, there's definitely going to be a percentage of people that just are not that engaged, not that into it. That's where we have the survey really qualifies. So typically numbers are you spend $1,000 on ads, that gets you 10,000 people into the funnel. Half of those people will fill out the survey because they're incentivized to do that. Those people typically, if we target the right people, we're actually going to be targeting women on Facebook and actually like trying to find the right prospect. Typically between 50 and 75% of those people that fill out the survey will be qualified. Like they actually went through the whole steps. They want to
Mm-hmm.
receive your newsletter and sales sequence. So yeah, for $1,000 on average, our clients are getting between 2,000 to 5,000 qualified leads. somewhere in that range. So
Okay.
yeah, and the thing is, all those people are joining on social, so it doesn't hurt you if somebody that's not super qualified still joins you. It's boosting up your numbers. But yeah, if we have the contest prize proper, that really is the number one for the entire strategy to work.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you want, I can go through a proposal with you, kind of just like all the steps and all the things we do and costs and stuff like that.
Sure.
All right, one second. All right, so yeah, we basically do everything for you as far as the contest setup. I'll send you this proposal, which includes example landing page. We do everything from the strategy of the contest prize to the survey questions to the settings to the actions. We have obviously, yeah, we've done so many of these campaigns, so we really know what works, but we configure it in such a way that fits your business. We want to put like your best videos in there. We want to put some stuff that's going to build up your trust and credibility the most. Obviously, your Facebook group, stuff like that. We also handle the entire email side, so we write 30 total emails. It sounds like you have a list, so we'd want to broadcast the contest to your list. How many people do you have on your list?
About 29,000.
Perfect. So basically, there's a lot of people that are probably on your list that are not super engaged. Like they've subscribed at some point in the past, they like what you're doing, but ultimately they're less active. So like a contest is a really good way to re-engage people back to your brand. Basically, we're incentivizing them to get on your social. We're getting some of those people that are on your list to actually join your group, which can obviously just trickle into them getting more engaged and buying products. So yeah, it's actually a really good strategy as well for for warmer traffic. So basically, we send out 5 emails to your list, getting them into your contest. Typically about 30, as long as your list is relatively warm, typically about 30% of them will engage in a contest. So like we're talking for 29,000, probably somewhere like 8 to 12,000 people of your list will engage in the contest, which is a lot. We also do this sequence here, which is basically contest engagement. That's the email sequence I was saying has a 60% open rate and 20% click-through rate. So yeah, really good numbers on cold traffic. We configure a sales sequence, which could be a nurture sequence. It could be pushing your ClickBank products. It could be pushing people to your blog or all the above. We basically help strategize that with you based on like what's worked in your business. Like if you have an initial product that's really, key and works well to kind of get people to put some money down, might be the ClickBank product. So yeah, we configure a 10 email sequence. So yeah, total, we do 30 total emails here. Any questions so far?
Nope. Sounds good.
All right, survey. We basically set up a survey. Like I showed you earlier, we set up the API. So when somebody actually says they want to receive our sales sequence, that subscribes them automatically into the sales sequence. So they start getting those emails from us. So we configure all that. We also set up confirmation URLs so that we have proper tracking with Facebook, everything related to the survey. Last, we do the Facebook ads. So we set up everything from the initial ad sets we're going to target to how we position creatives on Facebook. Yeah, the whole strategy of how we get people. We optimize. We try to get as many people into the funnel as possible that are qualified. We actually optimize based on quality leads, not just leads. So if somebody goes through the entire process and they land on a confirmation page A, which assumes that they're actually a woman that's interested in relationship advice, we don't just optimize on leads, we optimize on quality leads. So awesome. Price wise, everything here that we mentioned. So all the emails, the contest setup, the survey qualification system. We also do the Facebook ads. It takes us about a month to set everything up and then 2 months of optimization. And then, yeah, the goal is at the end of the day, we can say, hey, we spent $1,000 on ads. That's the nice thing about our system is that it doesn't really take a lot of ad spend to really get it going. At the end of the day, it'd be nice if we can say, hey, we spent 1,000 on ads, we made at least 2,000 on profit, then we can scale it, then we can really boost it up. And some of our, longest term clients are the ones that we're able to do that at, the shortest amount of time. The only other cost would be the software. So Viral Sweep, Active Campaign, Typeform, Zapier. Contest prize can be under $500. That's as long as it's relevant, it's really the most important. Yeah. And then the nice thing too is that it's a fixed price. So you don't have to pay us like every time to do a contest. Like once you have the system set up, you can just keep running them over and over again. A lot of our clients, even just take it and run with it. They'll just do contests on their own. Once we have like the secret sauce strategy set up for you. Some of our clients like for us to do more emails, to run more Facebook ads, stuff like that. So we're certainly available to do that on an ongoing basis at a much less cost.
So how do you determine the cost past this?
So it's
Is it,
$1,500 a
is it
month for us to
percentage
do
or is it?
ongoing maintenance. We write 15 total emails every campaign, every 3 months. We continually run Facebook ads. We also love to run cold traffic ads if you're willing to let us do that, basically trying to sell the product directly. About 10-15% of the time we come into a situation where we're able to find some pockets of scaling without even getting people into a contest. We've done stuff like that successfully. So ultimately ongoing, you have the option to have us do ongoing Facebook ads, whether that be optimizing more contest ads and or cold traffic. And then also we do email optimization as well. So we kind of just continually run the contest for you to where you don't have to even look at it or run it. We just kind of do it all for you.
Okay. What happens if it doesn't work?
100% of the time it will work as far as acquisition. If numbers aren't there within the first 3 days, we actually switch out the contest prize. Since we're running so many campaigns, we have certain target numbers that we always get. So for example, cost per acquisition at the top should always be about no more than 25 cents a lead. We try to get it more like 12 to 15 cents a lead. But like, for example, if we were to launch and it was 50 cents a lead, we would change the prize. It would definitely be a prize issue. From there, about 25 to 30% will always fill out the survey initially. It will improve up to about 50% once the contest is over, since we have all the re-engagement. So everything I'm saying so far is guaranteed. Like we just run so many campaigns that like acquisition is 100%. What takes time and it's a lot of variables, obviously, to sell a product. That's where like we never guarantee we're going to get you a certain amount of sales, but we have had many scenarios where we've gotten clients, many sales, scalable situations. Any client that leads with value, where like you're really pushing that Facebook group and you have a lot of good creatives, that really helps for people to be open to buy your products initially if you have a solid business model. But obviously as well as I do, business owner to business owner, 50% of it comes down to your model, right, of how you sell and how you nurture and how you build trust and all that. But yeah, we definitely maximize the potential for that, and acquisition is 100% guaranteed. If we don't get you the acquisition, yeah, I mean it just wouldn't happen.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. So is this something you guys will send to me?
I can send you a proposal, sure.
That would be awesome. So it was not what I was thinking when I signed up with this yet. I do like the idea of a contest. That's always appealed to me, and that part actually makes a lot of sense. And so it's a 3 month period, 1,500, is it 1,500 every 3 weeks in addition to cost of those services?
We basically just have you set it up on Upwork for milestones. I can send you a video that explains how to set up the milestones, but it's basically initial payment to get started,
Mhm.
1,500 once the contests and emails are complete. Third milestone is a 1 month of Facebook ads, and the last one is 2 months of Facebook ads. So yeah, it's basically over the 3 months. It's 4 payments. Milestones set up on Upwork.
Okay, that makes sense.
I can send you a video explaining that, as well as like more about the process, kind of going over a lot of what we talked about, but just in a video. And yeah, basically everything that you probably need to review to consider.
Okay, actually, that would be good.
Great. Okay. I'll do that now, Bob. I'll really look forward to potentially working together.
All right, I appreciate it. I look forward to that video.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bob. Have a good